OMG. I cannot believe this is happening. I'm actually pregnant with baby number 3. I don't know how to take this all in. I really don't. I really don't. So, if you're one of the 7 people who watched my first video, thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome back. But the day I recorded my first video was the day I found out I was pregnant with baby number 3. I took an at-home pregnancy test, and I mean, it took literally 0 seconds to say, you're pregnant, girl. Yeah. Just saying it doesn't feel real yet. Like, it really doesn't. But this morning, the sickness does, though. Like, it's been my behind since that test showed positive. So here we are. Today is May 1st. I went and got a confirmed pregnancy test. So I don't know like how it is in your city, but out here we have like free women clinics. So where they'll take like your pregnancy test, they'll at least start the process for you for free, and it kind of helps to give you a confirmed pregnancy, especially if you are applying for any type of medical insurance, specifically Medicaid. At times is to be able to confirm or to have like a valid test being taken that proves, yeah, you're actually pregnant. So yeah, so today I went and I did that, and I don't know why the whole time I was still sitting there thinking that test was going to come back negative. I've known for about a week now, and I'm telling you, the second that test result read positive, my everything just went south fast. The nausea, it's like an upset stomach. At first, it wasn't really like full on nausea. It was just like a hot, heated sensation. Like my stomach is just not at ease at all. And Sunday though was my first like real attempt at like puking. Nothing came out because I mean I didn't even have breakfast. I was on my way to get breakfast. But yeah, that was terrible. Every time that I have gotten pregnant in the past, like the first trimester, any woman will tell you it is a beast. There's nothing cute and fun about it. Like there's like probably that 1% of woman that goes through her first trimester, like, you know, floating through daisies and stuff like that. But it's rare because there's so much going on in such a short period of time. I mean, this is the time that your baby's gender is coming through, the heart is forming, the arms, the legs, the eyes, all the organs. So that's a lot of work. Like, it's probably like a little poppy seed side right now, but it's a lot of work happening. And that's why you'll normally feel like you're all over the place. But anywho, so I found out, and then I surprised my husband. And I'm gonna insert that here so you can see how what his reaction was. I got you a Coke. Huh?
Why you won't put it in the house? Are you pregnant? Dude, you ain't pregnant. That's why you was doing that? Your stomach and stuff like that? You gonna stop getting this. You ain't pregnant. Oh. Dude, I know you ain't pregnant. Dude, why you laughing? Because I know you ain't pregnant. What 2 lines mean? 2 lines mean not pregnant? For real? Dude, you laughing. Stop playing.
Rock.
I know. I ain't.
Yeah, so needless to say, I know my first video I was like, well, I don't know what this channel is going to be about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, at least for the next couple of videos, it's going to be everything pregnancy related. My symptoms, what I'm going through, my plans, how I'm feeling, just whatever I can share with another woman as to what to expect, especially if you're expecting baby number 3 out of nowhere. So it's not like we were preventing, but we weren't definitely trying for a baby right now. I'm actually a mom of 2 already. I have 2 boys, one 13 and one 3. Both will be 4 and 14 this year. So, you know, that's kind of like a pretty big gap. But I also turned 33 this year, and I kept telling my husband, like, I'm not trying to have no child, you know, after like 34, 35. I was a teen mom, so I felt like all my younger years or my young adult years was like overshadowed by trying to figure out motherhood, trying to figure out myself. I was pregnant at 19 with my first son, like fresh out of high school, kind of, sort of. I was in cosmetology school at the time, but from that point on, hence probably why it took me another 10 years to have another baby. It took me that long to figure out what the heck was going on. But yeah, it was a lot. So for me, it's like, man, you know, you had a baby at 19, then you turn around, you had another baby at 29. So it's like, and then it's boys, so you already know, if we gonna be doing this, it best be a girl. Like, it better be a girl. Like, I'm hoping, Lord, you know, that's been my prayer. Ever since I had my 3-year-old, I'm like, if I get pregnant again, it has to be a girl. It has, not that we have any control over this, but you get my drift. All the testosterone in this house, it gets to be a little too much. All the football and basketball conversations, it gets to be a little too much. Like, yeah. So that's where we at. And I have a lot to do. I have a lot of planning to do. I work from home. I'm a braider, so I run my business from home. I homeschool both the boys. So there's a lot of changes that I wasn't considering, that I might be considering. Like, I was not anticipating putting my 7th grader in public school next year, but I don't know. I absolutely do not know. So they don't know yet. I am hoping to surprise the rest of my family on Mother's Day weekend. I'll probably wait then to surprise them too, because they're kids. And my 13-year-old, he has ADHD, so he never understands how to read the room. So I wouldn't want, like, in a conversation or while I'm trying to surprise my mom and siblings, and that he just spoils the surprise and blurts out, oh yeah, my mom's having a baby. If you know my son, he'd be the one to do that. And it's not on purpose. Like I said, like, ADHD, I'm learning, it's sometimes it's something you can't help. Like, they just don't get it. Like, dude, read the room, bro. Like, that's not what we're doing right now. So to keep it on the safe side, because like I said, no one would be expecting this. Hell, I wasn't expecting this. And as you can see, my husband wasn't either. I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing. But anywho, so needless to say, there's a lot going on. I mean, you're never really ready for a baby, but you always welcome one. So yeah, so today he and I, we went so that we can get the pregnancy confirmed. And they set me an appointment to come back on May 30th to do my first ultrasound. Yo, I was low-key pissed when she said the 30th, because I'm just like, I bet if y'all claim I'm like 6 weeks and 2 days, which I'm just like, what? How do y'all calculate this stuff? Like, they seem to calculate it the first day that your last period started on, because they claim like that's the whole ovulation system and how everything works and whatever. So technically like 14 days from that time would have been the time that I conceived. And I'm just like, okay, 6 weeks, 2 days, huh? Perfect. And the reason why I say that with such enthusiasm is because my oldest is born December 27th. They are anticipating this pregnancy, at least based on that, for me to give birth December 23. And let me tell you why. That is not music to my ears, because I hate this December birthday, like especially that close around Christmas. Even though all these years I have made it my mission to separate the two, it's just, I feel like it gets swallowed in. And if you're a December baby, comment down below. How do y'all really feel about your birthday being in December, that close to Christmas? And if you're the parent, like, drop any comments on how you actually was able to make that work. Like, separate the two. Like, 2 days after Christmas, unless you're spending time with family, 9 times out of 10, that child's friends or whatever is out of town or still have family over. So it's like throwing parties. It's just a little, you know? And then now 2 days before Christmas. So that whole week. And I kept saying, bro, if I was to ever get pregnant again, I absolutely do not, I repeat, do not want a December baby. I'm low-key hoping that when I go back, because when you go back for that first ultrasound, that's when the baby is just a tiny bit bigger. So like right now, according to like some of the pregnancy apps, like the baby is supposed to be the size of like a sweet pea. So that's really tiny. So at least by the time that I go back, 4 weeks, I should be at least 10 weeks pregnant according to them. So they'll be able to have more of an accuracy to be able to measure the baby, to then be able to tell you. I mean, sometimes for the most part, it's normally accurate by the time that they measure the baby through that first ultrasound. It normally lines up pretty well with the first date, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm so hoping they off at least by 2 weeks. Because if this baby can come in January, I will be okay. It's just a December situation for me. But anyway, I will accept my baby healthy and whole either way. Like, God know what he's doing up there. Because when I tell you this pregnancy came at an utter surprise, I always used to be that girl that was just like, I don't never miss a period. I always know when I get pregnant. Or I used to like frown, like, how did you not know that he did what he did and that you got pregnant? Well, I think that's possible. You can know that you can be surprised at the fact that you're pregnant. So this, of course, has never happened to me ever. And here we are. And here we are. Like, I had like this app that was tracking me because I was just like, oh, you know, it'd be nice to kind of start tracking your ovulation time now, especially like the older you get. You really want to just keep track of like your feminine situations or whatever. I've never been that person that had any inconsistencies. Like when I was younger, my period would shift times that it would come. Like, so like I would either have it all in the beginning of a month, and then sometimes it would switch over to the end of the month. So my periods have pretty much been consistent my whole life. But I decided to, like, you know, as you age, things kind of shift or whatever, just so I'll know for sure. And plus, at the same time, me and my husband, we use protection like every now and then, only because without protection, it was causing my body to really be thrown off balance. And I kept getting like these yeast or just irritable, whatever. So I'm just like, you know, let's just play it safe and let's just use protection. So obviously, every now and then we weren't. Hence how I got pregnant. So yeah. So that's just what happened. All right. So now for first pregnancy symptoms, right? So after I had my period, like all of a sudden my breast became so sore. And I was confused because normally before it actually comes on, I would get like a little bit of tenderness. I would get like these little stinging headaches. They weren't full on, but it was kind of like a little piercing pain that I noticed I started getting recently. Like as an indication that my period was getting ready to come on. Because Tylenol don't even work for it. And Tylenol was normally my go-to. And it doesn't work for it. So I normally like go through those days without taking anything because nothing will work. Because it's not really a headache per se. I don't know how to explain that. And, you know, PMSing or whatever. But after the period was over and I'm just like, bruh. And I'm telling my husband, I'm just like, my breasts hurt. Like, they hurt. Like, I can't even put my hands up hurt. Because it felt like my breast was engorged. And I was telling him, I'm like, you know how, like, well, you don't know, but, like, 2 days after giving birth, when your milk supply is getting ready to come in, sometimes it's so much and it's so backed up that you get engorged. Like, you get backed up. And then it's, like, all up in here, where it's just so tight, like you could barely lift your arms. You're so backed up with milk. And even sometimes, like if the baby hasn't lactated in a minute or whatever, that can happen. And I'm like, my breasts hurt like that. And I showed him, and I'm like, bro, they look like they're getting just like, they look swollen. Like, I'm not gonna say bigger, right? We ain't finna go there. I'm a small girl, been a small girl my whole life. But I'm just like, they look a little swollen. Like, they look a little thick, you know. And he was like, yeah, they kind of do. But in my head, I was Googling symptoms for other stuff. Because I was taking ashwagandha for like stress in the body and for insomnia pretty much. And they said that one of the symptoms is like ashwagandha can cause like hormone production, and you can get enlarged breasts with that. And I was just like, okay, girl, let me find out. Let me find out, okay? But then I'm just like, okay. So then I stopped taking it because I was just like, all right, I don't want this to be like a really, really terrible situation because I'm 33 years old. Like, my hormones don't need to be producing nothing right now. You know what I mean? So I end up stopping to take it. And I'm just like, but dang, my breasts are still sore. So that was symptom number 1. Symptom number 2, just before my last period, I just downloaded an app tracker called Flow. But that was really just to track my ovulation. You know, as you get older, you're like, you know, let's just kind of keep track of your feminine stuff, you know what I'm saying, like your cycles or whatever, just so that way, especially for me, I was having such terrible brain fog that I was just like, you know what, anything that I can do to just keep track of certain little details, it's easier for me, so I'm not having like all of that mental real estate being taken up just by little nuances of information that I probably just need to remember every now and then. So I've really been making notes all over the place and stuff like that, and in my phone, just so that my mind is a little bit more clear and I'm not holding too much in my head all the time. So, and my period has always been normal, except for like when I was younger, I probably used to have it where it would change cycle time. So if it wasn't coming on towards the beginning of the month, it would change and come on towards the end. That was just the only difference. But I've never had like any issues of prolonged periods or missing any months or whatever. And I've never been that girl. You know what I mean? I've never been that girl to miss a period. And like without knowing and then end up being pregnant. So now I'm just like, okay. So I was able to log in the day that my period started. That's how come I know for sure it was March 18th. So I'm looking. I'm like, okay, April 18th coming around. I'm starting to feel all the things down there. And I'm just like, oh, okay, my stomach's starting to whatever. The little piercing headache was kind of coming, but it didn't really come like how it normally does. And again, these bad boys have just been on high alert. And I'm like, okay. So then I open, like the 18th come around and nothing happens. The 19th come around and nothing happens. And here I go thinking, oh, my period is trying to change days. But I'm like, that don't make no sense because this is the end of the month. Like, how much later is it going to wait to come on, you know? But then I was just like, okay, maybe it's going to try to come on like the 25th-ish to end in the beginning of May or whatever. And then one day I'm sitting down and Flo decides to send me a notification. And Flo said, girl, you was 4 days late. I was like, on what, honey? Your period. Huh? Come again? And then when I read that, and I was just like, crap, that's so true. Like, I'm sitting over here waiting for this thing, and it's just like not peekabooing at all. So then I'm like, no, that cannot be. That's not a possibility. So then I'm like, all right, girl. All right, Flo, I'm going to wait. Tomorrow comes. You're 5 days late. The next day comes. You're 6. I'm like, all right, girl, I get it. So I go to the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is my store, okay? It's told me about my last 2 pregnancies. So I believe in some Dollar Tree pregnancy tests. So the first one I took was invalid. And then I'm like, crap, I got to wait for the next day. Over here still thinking, oh, I'm not going to really need this. It's coming on tomorrow. Nope. Took it. I'm talking about I drop. The first drop. Normally the test tells you to wait like 3 minutes. The first drop. I mean, the second that urine hit the darn test and it was just like, yep, pregnant, 2 lines. I'm talking about clear as day. I'm going to insert that. And I was just like, I could not believe, like I sat there for a minute in the bathroom just laughing. I was just so baffled, like in shock because we're like off and on with the whole condom and protection and stuff like that. So I couldn't even tell when. And even at the times that we didn't, whatever, pull-out game was real strong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, when could this have happened? Because in my recollection, it seemed like we've always did what we had to do just in time. Apparently not so. So that was symptom number 2. Are we on 2 now? Yeah. Flo told me, girl, you need to go get checked. Somebody ain't coming this month or next. You is pregnant, honey. So here I am. Surprise. To say the least. I am in utter shock. But yeah. And then soon after so then right after I got done taking the test, I'm talking about like clockwork. The next day, my stomach was just like, ooh, like all out of whack. all out of whack. And it wasn't nausea per se. It was just like, like this off feeling, like you just feel off, like queasy, like warm sensation in your belly. It's not really like a period. It's not cramping or anything. Like I don't normally cramp or spot in the beginning of my pregnancy. So it's nothing like that. It's just like, you just, like some of those days where you just wake up and you don't feel like doing nothing. That's kind of how it was. And then as the days went on, it just got worse and worse. Like I felt hot up in here. I felt hot like through my esophagus area. Like if I was taking in too much air, I feel like I want to gag. I was nauseous. And it's all day long. And I was like, Lord, I asked that we didn't go through this. Remember when I found out I was pregnant, Jesus? I said, let's not go through this. I don't want to be that sick again. So needless to say, the morning sickness has been kicking at full turbo speed. And that's how come I'm like, I need to figure out what I'm going to do as far as like business and stuff like that, because I'm not ready to announce it to anybody yet. Especially my boys don't even know, and my parents don't know yet. So I kind of just want to take some time to just, be pregnant without too many people all up in your face. Oh my God, girl, are you pregnant? Oh my God, congrats. Oh my God, what are you having? Oh my God. Like, PSA. Pregnant women don't like that. Like, even in my urge, whenever I see a pregnant woman, to ask her, oh my God, how far along are you? Oh my God, like, oh my God. Like, we don't like that. And it's not to be rude. It's not to be, whatever. It's just, we're going through so much. Like, you can clearly see that I'm pregnant. It's none of your business what I'm having. It's none of your business how far along I am. Like, you ain't doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a conversation to be had. Like, allow pregnant women to strike up that conversation with you, because a lot of times we're just not in the mood. We're not in the mood to socialize. We're not in the mood to conversate. And I know, like we're just not in the mood, especially these past couple of days. When I tell you, my mood swings have been swinging from state to state. Like, I've just been the nastiest person, and it's not on purpose. You're bothered, you're annoyed, you're aggravated. Your body is like a roller coaster going on inside. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, absolutely nothing. So when people are all in your face and they're asking you questions and they're doing all the things, and you're just like, please, kindly shut up. You know what I mean? Like, the second trimester is where we get on cruise control. That's when we're a little bit more. And for some women, they're still not, I'm praying to God, like, this is a decent pregnancy. Like, the symptoms don't become too extreme. Because, like I said, it can really make you not be in the mood to do anything. Like, my son does not know what's happening with me, and he's been taking full advantage of that. Like I said, I homeschool him. So when he sees me just sleeping in bed, or I'll get up and I'll sleep on the couch, and I'm like, Kason, make me this. Kason, make me that. Kason. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm about to milk this cow today. We're playing all kind of games. Fortnite, Valorant, Minecraft. I'm going to just be online all day. And who got the energy to stop him? You go in that corner, and your little brother go over there in that corner. Don't nobody mess with me. Unless I need something to eat. And that's just really how it's been these past couple of days. You cannot, and I'm like, Lord, I do not want to be lazy. I don't want to be whatever. And we put all this pressure on us. But we have to understand, we're in the process of creating life. Women, mom to be. If you also just found out that you're pregnant, or you're probably in the middle of your pregnancy already, don't beat yourself up. I did that the last 2 pregnancies, and I hated it. I regretted it. I regretted not going through my pregnancy whole and at peace and restful. I thought I had to be superwoman. At the time when I had my last son, I had just started my business. And, I was on my grind. Money was tight. I was going through a lot at that time. So I was really like not giving myself any room to rest. I was doing all the things, trying to be this superwoman. And it's just like, in the end, who does it hurt? And who does it help? No one. Like, yeah, I was able to bring in some extra cash and was able to kind of get my finances a little bit more stable, but it was a lot on me. And plus, I ended up pushing out a 9-pound, 5-ounce baby. No epidural, no medication, no nothing. 9 pounds, 5 ounces. A little bowling ball is what came up out of me. Okay? And I'm only about 5'2", and at that time, probably like 100 and something pounds. I'm not really that big of a girl. So we tend to think like we have to be super moms if you already had kids, or you have to be this person like, oh, you can't be sleeping all day. What's wrong with you? Why are you so tired? Why is this? Why is that? Especially when you're getting criticized from people, who have never been pregnant, or men who are just so insensitive. Please block all that stuff out. Because at the end of the day, your rest and your well-being is the most important for that life that you are creating. Like, that is our superpower. Being able to create life is our superpower. There's so much happening on the inside of us in just a short period of time. And the most of it happens in the beginning. That's why we're so sick. I mean, think about it. A whole nother human is now getting its heartbeat, its limbs, its organs. Blood flow is starting to happen. The brain is starting to develop. All of these different things. It's a crucial time. Like, you don't want your baby to be, have some type of deficiency because you were so busy trying to play superwoman, or you were so busy trying to people please and did not take the time to truly rest and to give your body and to listen to your body. It's forcing you to rest for a reason. This time around, if I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood and I'm going all in. When I am not in the mood, I'm not forced. I'm 33. I done been through this before. I done been through life before. As I continue to grow and evolve as a woman, as I start to find myself and figure out who I am and heal from people pleasing and heal from childhood traumas and heal from certain attachment styles and become me and accept me, I'm just not taking crap no more from nobody. That's just where I'm at. So, and again, that's also your superpower. Being able to stand up and stand firm on your own decisions. Being able to say, I'm me, take it or leave it, and set that boundary and be true to you. Because we play this game where we're always true to everybody else, where we're always making sure everybody else's boundaries are met and we're respecting everybody else. But what about you? What about you? As a mom, your baby, that baby that's growing in your belly, it deserves 100% you. Not the diluted you, not the afraid you, not the traumatized you, not the hurt you. If it's going to take you 9 months, like if you just found out like I did, do a 180. 360 means you go back to the same place. Do a 180. Just change course. If you weren't taking care of yourself, start taking care of yourself now. That's a promise that I made to me. I'm like, I don't care how bad I'm feeling throughout this pregnancy. One thing I will not do is walk around like a bum, because that just makes you feel even worse. Ladies, let's be honest. When you look good and you feel good, you're much happier. Even if you're not at 100% your best self, you're just much happier. And if you already had kids, you'll be more of a source of happiness for them to be around instead of somebody that they're trying to run from all day long. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to take my time. you know, I'm just praying to God that this is a pregnancy that does me well. And I'm praying to God that it's a girl. Like, obviously, if it's a boy, what you gonna do? You know, you're just gonna love them. You're gonna, whatever the case is, because you know boys and they mamas. But either way, I'm here for it all. I'm just praying that God sustains me and that I utilize this time to do my 180, to truly become the woman in my heart that I know I can be. I could talk about like other relationships and other pregnancies in the past. All of my kids are from the same guy, so I've been with him for over 18 something years. We've only been married for about a year or so, but still a lot has happened. You know, when you meet somebody at 15, you're a child. You know, we didn't get pregnant with our first until I was 19. So there's a lot of growing and evolving that one should be doing. So there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of heartbreaks. There's a lot of things that come with that. And every pregnancy for me in the past has not been peaches and cream, right? You know, you go through a lot. Comment down below if y'all want the tea on just mental state and mental health through toxic relationships. It's not like, it wasn't toxic like in the form of like physical abuse or anything like that, but those like microaggressions, they really have a huge impact on your psyche. They really do. So yeah, I wanted to come by. Like I said, this is a new channel, and I just want this to be a place where I can chit chat and hang out and just kind of let you know a little bit about me and what's going on with my life. Not that you care, but I'm here anyway. I am here anyway. You never know. You know, I always say like it's good to share your experiences. It's good to share like how you've overcome something, because you just don't know who's going through that thing in that moment. And you were strong enough to get out of it. And it's through your strength that they can know that they can do it too. So I'm not here proclaiming to be some perfect girl or I know it all or whatever the case might be. I'm simply here just saying, hey, this is what happened to me. Can you relate? And if you can, take the advice. If not, that's cool too. But either way, y'all, I will see you on the next video. And if you haven't, what you waiting on? This is a new channel. Like, just subscribe just to be nice. Just be nice. Like, you know, I mean, we're all here in our own little corner of the internet. We're putting ourselves out here. Just be nice. Say hi. Subscribe. It's free. Just hit the subscribe button. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.